Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of One Piece Chapter 1075, titled Labo-Stratum Death Game, or as I like to call it, the Mugiwaras versus the Machines. Alright, so let's hop right into the chapter. So, we start off. Sorry, that's my new notification. So we start off with the cover story. German 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 31, granted an audience with the five elders. So we see Dr. Vegapunk getting to talk to the five elders due to his scientific genius. We also get a note from Oda saying, "We're getting a new editor soon. I'd like to thank Iwakasi-san for all his hard work these past 3 years. I'm counting on you from here on out, Anayama-san." That's really nice. Big thank you to Iwasaki-san from all of the fans. Thank you for doing all the hard work editing, because I know that can't be easy. All right, moving on into the chapter. Everyone kind of starts off looking for Pythagoras after that explosion. And Shaka is looking at cams and listening to comms all around the building. And tries to see what happened. And orders Snail 12 to check the surrounding area. At which point a mysterious figure destroys that camera. So we aren't really able to get a good picture because it is only a shadow. So I honestly have no idea who destroyed that camera. But the feed goes out, and also all of the audio communications go out, and Luffy realizes that he can't hear anyone else, and in another part of the Labo-Stratum, on the third floor, Brooke, Edison, and Nami are looking for the Stella, the Stella body of Vegapunk, and Nami finds out that they can manufacture diamonds. These things are just kind of like side stuff for the other characters and things like that. So on the second floor we have Atlas, Chopper, Nami, or not Nami, Robin, and so Robin is discovering that they can reproduce organs and grow organs, and says that would be indispensable for the doctors of the future. So on the fourth floor in building A, Luffy finally gets to Shaka and is like, "Hey, what's going on? The communications are all broken down." And Shaka says, "Look at this," as 3 more cameras get destroyed and switched off. So someone is breaking down communications inside the Labo-Stratum, which can't be escaped from because there's a big laser cage above it. Kind of feeling a lot like Dressrosa, if I'm being completely honest. So Shaka says there's someone else in the lab. So we have Sanji, Stussy, and Jinbei on the second floor, in building B on the right side. And Stussy is just loving all the attention she's getting from Sanji. So they appear to be on the weapons development floor, and Jinbei says, "We wouldn't want any shockwaves setting things off down here." There sure is a lot of foreshadowing going on. I'd like to say. So On the third floor, building C left side, we have Usopp, Lilith, York, and Frankie. And so they see the aftermath of the explosion, and Pythagoras' body is there without a head. And out of the smoke comes Pythagoras' head. And York looks over and discovers that S Snake is standing there, and kind of admires it. And S Snake turns York into stone. So now everybody's freaking out because the Seraphim are kind of moving on their own and they are attacking everyone. There is a possibility that the Seraphim are the ones getting rid of the cameras and stuff, but I doubt it just because they're not really smart enough to be thinking to take out cameras and such. So S Snake attacks all of them, and uh, I'm sorry, excuse me, they fall off of the bridge that they're standing on, and Frankie asks if he should return fire, but they're not getting any response back from Shaka. And Frankie notices that S Snake, just like Boa Hancock, is now looking down on him, which is actually very interesting. So then we head over back to the command room in Building A, and now Zoro is getting attacked by S Bear and S Hawk, and so he asks Luffy for assistance, and he says they were gunning for CP0. Letting them die in cuffs would leave a bad taste in my mouth. So yeah, pretty much all the Seraphim are attacking the Straw Hats and stuff. And Kaku and Lucci say, why don't you let us out of these handcuffs so we can form a temporary alliance? And the last panel we get is Zoro and Luffy looking absolutely disgusted at the thought of letting Lucci and Kaku into an alliance with them. Like, they would never have an alliance with these two. So that is about the end of the chapter there. So let us do the sponsors, and then we will check out the chat. So for anyone who's watching this that hasn't seen it before, we do have a Patreon. You can check that out at www.patreon.com/AfroX, and you can sign up there to donate in increments of $5, $10, $30, $50, or $100 a month. You'll get different rewards based on what you donate. I am going to be changing the $30 a month reward specifically because I have big news. I am opening up the AfroX AMA Discord to everybody. There is now a link in all of my edited videos to the Discord, and you can go check that out there. And I'm super excited to be announcing that we've already gotten through 4 episodes, but every Thursday night, the AfroX channel is doing an anime watching night on the Discord. And right now, we are getting into Fire Force. Fire Force, it's becoming really, really good, really, really exciting. To see the adventures of Shinra and the 8th Company of Special Fire Soldiers. And man, does that anime like overdo it with the amount of creepy smiling villains. So yeah, definitely come to the Discord on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. That would be 7:30 Eastern, I believe. And we'll keep watching Fire Force together. I'd love to get a whole group of people in there. So there's that. We also have you know about the merch store. The merch store is in all the edited videos. I'll kind of skip over that. We have a Facebook, a page, and also a group. The group is called the Official AfroX Fan Club. You can join in that. You'll get notified whenever I need to skip a week. And yeah, we have Twitter, that is at the real Afro X. We have a TikTok, which is AfroX_YT. I believe we even have an Instagram, although I don't use it much. But yeah, you can check us out on there. So yeah, that's kind of all of the sponsors. And let's check out the chat. We have Trix the Anime Hater in here. First is Yo, and Trix says Stussy looks like a temporary member. Yeah, she's kind of fitting in very well with everybody. She's loving the attention. She really is. Drix says either there's another Gorosei there, or Saturn has an insane range to order them. That is true. We'll get into that in just a second. To see Luffy and Lucci in a team, let alone the other two, just damn. I agree. It would be interesting. He says anime watching night been fun. It has been fun. So now we're gonna kind of jump into the theory section of this. And I was gonna show a little bit of the manga just to do a demonstration, but I don't really think I have to, and I don't want to risk this stream getting taken down over that. As for my theories and stuff, so I love how Oda has really set up this entire arc as sort of a murder mystery. And I mean, the Straw Hats and Satellites are really working into the villain's plans very well. And I love that we don't know who the villain is. But they're doing classic Scooby-Doo moves. Like, they're all splitting up, which pretty much guarantees that the villain can take them out very easily. Or at least use the Seraphim to take them out. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of coming down to having a bunch of clues. As Liam from Grandline Review said, all the pieces are there. We're just trying to figure out how to piece them together. Because if you think about it, so we now know that the traitor cannot be one of the satellites. Because I believe we saw all the satellites in this chapter with Straw Hats, and B, if one of the satellites did give an order to the Seraphim, the order of another satellite would contradict that. So there is the idea that the Seraphim are simply continuing to go after CB0 after detecting that they weren't dead. And that's a possibility. But I mean, who knows? Anyways, so if it's not the satellites and Stella Vegapunk is gone, we still have Sentomaru, but we kind of know Sentomaru is on our side. Definitely Lucci and Kaku. It can't be because they were knocked out on the floor. So really the only person that could possibly have given an order to the Seraphim to make them attack the Straw Hats would be a member of the Gorosei. This could technically be through a transponder snail, or St. J. Garcia Saturn is already there. Now that I think about it, looking back at the shadow that we see on the monitor, um, if I can just find it here, uh, looking at the shadow that we see on the monitor, um, that rounded head kind of does look like the top of Saint J. Garcia's head, and you can kind of see like his beard there. So if he's already there and he's already doing stuff, then this old man is highly dangerous and likely has a devil fruit power. Um, which, based on the explosions, I mean, it could be anything. He could have a similar fruit to Mr. Four's explosive fruit, but Mr. Four's explosive fruit, his boogers were explosive. Um, and maybe Saint J. Garcia's devil fruit is that he can just create explosions from his hands, kind of like Roy Mustang or something like that. I don't know, but the fact remains that the only possible answer right now is that um, Saint Garcia Saturn is, or one of the Gorosei somehow has gotten a message to the Seraphim and told them to attack the Straw Hats. Otherwise, we're looking at a situation of just the Seraphim have kind of gone crazy and are still attacking CP0 because they know they're not dead. So that's kind of the two possibilities we're playing with right now. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking next week that we're definitely gonna see who is the villain behind all of this, and we're definitely gonna so some things are gonna be figured out in 1076. But yeah. So looking at the chat again, don't risk, be safe. Yes. Saturn getting down to business with ending this now, possibly. Yes. Um, I will say, one person who does do explosions from their hands is definitely Kizaru. So that's a possibility as well. And also, if someone was looking at a camera and Kizaru shone a light into it, it would like blind them or create a shadow or something like that. So that's a possibility as well. As for Lucci and Kaku, Luffy, and Zoro teaming up, could be interesting. I mean, if we consider the possibilities, I mean, I don't think the Seraphim really have a chance against two awakened Zoans. Um, and I think that Zoro and Kaku kind of add. Well, actually, no, that'd be three awakened Zoans, and Zoro, I mean, is pretty much at the level of an awakened Zoan at this point. Like his King of Hell moves could. I'm pretty sure they could easily take out one of these Seraphim. So you pretty much got four of the most powerful devil fruit users in the world in one room, and well, three, and like the strongest regular human in a room, and they're facing off against two nearly indestructible giant robots. Um, I think we got it if we're just dealing with these two. Um, but yeah, that definitely could get interesting. I'm sure there's tons of people, and me too, are already thinking of combo attacks. Because yeah, I definitely think like Sky Slicer and like Kokujo Tatsumaki would be a good combination. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's really all I have for today, and I kind of got to end this quick because I'm doing stuff with people tonight. But yeah, everything is good. You're gonna get your regularly edited video on Tuesday. We'll be doing Anime Legends on Tuesday, as well. And yeah, I think it's smooth sailing from here, buddies. Um, Trick says, "Stay legendary, bro." Thank you, man. Um, yeah, tune in for the next piece of One Piece.